the hospital with my kid. Her first Christmas was fucking. She got like a severe respiratory disease called RSV, respiratory something else. Sarah's dad's a doctor, so he flies in from Chicago because it was actually kind of serious. She's little and getting all this shit. He flies in, and so the nurse is like, blah, 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 RSV, this and that. And he goes, oh, was it cultured or inference? She goes, inference. Like, you know. So essentially it boiled down to like, oh, well, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck, you know. And so I asked the question to Corey, since he had the data. I was like, well, how many COVID cases were cultured? It's like, I guarantee under 10%, under 5% probably.
Well, there's no known culture.
So in my personal experience, sitting, talking, listening to an inside conversation, doctor to doctor, where I got some inside dirt on how they do this shit. Pre-COVID, last year, I was like, oh, you guys like just kind of are making this up, huh? Well, that's very unsettling. And her dad was like, why don't you culture it? Oh yeah, we'll do that. Oh, okay.
Well,
so us as laymen would have walked in and just been like, yeah, fucking blinko fluids out, lady, you know, like get harassed like a shitty mechanic. Some of the best doctors in the city, like a used car salesman, like, oh yeah,
they're too arrogant though. That's the doctors. That's why they go along with it. They're too arrogant to go, wait, maybe I should try to understand this.
Yeah.
They just go, no, I'm a doctor. Of course you need to do this.
Well, because everybody's sucking their dick all the time. They're like if you have everybody like in the media telling people like they're backing you up and being like, shut the fuck up, listen to the scientists, listen to the doctors, you fucking piece of shit, how dare you even question them. And so if you're a doctor, you're like 100%, yeah, like I'm the shit, dude. You know what I mean? So like those guys.
But then
you
see a doctor who's like
on a mountain of delusion.
Those waveforms seem awfully small.
Dude, I was gonna say, how can you say if it walks like a duck,
it's like that.
It quacks like a duck, it's a duck, and also make deep fake videos?
That's my point. I go, Doc. I got news for you, bro. Ducks are fucking. You're quacking, crazy. Bro.
Ducks are not quacking.
It's funny because it's like it made me realize it's like yeah, I'm hearing some quacking right now, Doc.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Damn, I wish I was that.
How did you do that? Like that was.
Yeah, well, this is years later.
Yeah.
No, but the video you made of Alan.
Oh. See, so Johnny Mags, shout out. Everyone's like, no one knows who I am. I was like, bitch, I'm gonna start telling people who you are. You're fucking. He's very, very funny comic, but he never talks to anybody.
New Jersey, right?
Yeah, Jersey guy, big beard. Johnny Mags. He's essentially me from like 2 years ago. He fucking makes videos, but it's like I know what he's doing. You have to brute force it. So your natural instincts of like how these things are made are like brute force. It's like, oh, he's in there like fucking, you know, Looney Tunes, like doing cells or some shit. So I was like, it's like a magician. It's like, yeah, it ruins if I tell you how it's done. It's kind of pathetic when you actually learn. Yeah. I showed him my different things. I was like, are you noticing a trend of everything I show you? It's shockingly easier. Like I'll text you things like, how'd you make that road? It's got like potholes and like water filling it and it's reflective in the right places. It's like, oh, I downloaded a thing and you search water. You drag and drop it onto a plane, and it looks beautiful.
Can you make it look like my prom date from high school blew me?
Guys,
I think
I think I can.
Listen. Can you put him on Epstein Island in the center of a volcano?
Well, the better question is, can we find those photos?
This is the thing, though. The deepfake stuff is going to get so good.
Could you do a deepfake? Do you know the Isaac Cappy death switch?
So here's what gets me excited. Any question
Not
that
today.
no matter what. Look, here's the thing. Whatever the thing that falls out of your mouth, can you yes.
Hold on.
Anything.
So listen to me. Do you know what I'm talking about, Isaac Cappy?
No.
Okay, so Isaac Cappy was calling out people in Hollywood for being pedophiles, and then he jumped off a bridge, obviously, because he got very sad about how how wrong he was. He was like, listen, I turned my back on Tom Hanks and called him a pedophile. That's how can I live with myself being so wrong? But he he had a dead man switch, which is like so as soon as he died, his like YouTube channel released a video of like two little girls in like a weird fucking bathhouse. They're in like bikinis and they're like pouring water into like it's probably what's happening in the basement of that temple on Epstein Island.
Yeah.
But here's what I want you to do: is I want you to deep fake Jeremy Cash's face onto that little girl.
That seems aggressive. I'm just here for
the
fun.
little girl.
Like, that sounds like career changing.
It won't be great
For the
for
better.
Okay, can you make him into a K-pop star?
That sounds safer.
Okay.
Yes.
Do him K-pop. Do who? Because it's like a brown girl. So like,
But this is the problem: is even
do
those
Luis
videos.
Martinez face.
They'll be able to fake whatever. They probably already can. So it's kind of meaningless when you see a video. There's just no way of even telling if it's real.
It's a two-sided coin as far as this goes. It's like your people who know, and as we've learned in the modern society, knowing is half the battle. All right, Joe.
No, he has a 5-sided coin that we
So
were
if
talking
you
about.
know, it's like Two-Faced but 5. And so.
Hey, this is something you can't download in your 3D modeling package. How about a 5-sided coin, bitch?
Yeah, let me
That
type it
doesn't
in
even
the
exist.
Sketchfab.
There's not even a 5-sided die, is there?
There's got to be one.
22-sided.
Nerds would do it.
But they don't have.
Yeah, they have like 30-sided die.
Yeah, but do they have a 5?
Dodecahedron.
There's 4-sided. You guys are apparently not
That's the
Dungeons and Dragons
triangle.
players.
No.
There's a D4.
A D4.
Then there's a D6. There's no 5.
no.
How
Wait,
would
so
you
do
do
you
that?
put the dice in a D bag?
No,
Is
because
that-
it's like it's like one of those non-new. What do they call it? The
that where that comes from?
non-Pythagorean solids. What are they called?
I think there is a D7. Maybe there's a D5. I don't know.
My D is a 7.
Largest.
Your D's a 7.
Do you think like
7 centimeters is pretty good in
do you
Asia.
mean?
I mean 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I'm like, dude, as far as length,
D1.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But the straightness, the look of it,
Yeah,
127
no, it's a 7. But I'm not going to give you out of.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
crazy, dude. Computers can fucking calculate things. So point be, just not to lose that track. There will be
Fun
people
fact.
as fast as perfect as the deep fakes all become. There are equivalent programs that are as good at detecting when something's been, because nothing can do things 100% the way it is.
This looks like a D20 that just fucking sucks.
So there will be
It's
apps.
too
Is
and
it a
shit.
D5?
No, So
Oh.
So you'll be able to detect.
is that the
these
biggest
deepfakes.
sided die that they make?
No, dude, the biggest D is
think
black.
You got us distracted.
No, this is a black D,
I'm just
dude.
gonna-
There's a black
okay,
D. In
that
here.
makes sense then. That
It's
could
like
be
this
the biggest.
giant philosophical question. It's like, oh, look at this fucking dice.
Yeah, bro.
but I don't laugh at you guys. I laugh because that's human beings. That's us. I look at my kid who's like this blank slate. Like, we don't teach her nothing, you know? Like, right out of the gate,
gonna go to
she's
jail
so
for that.
femme. You know? We don't, my wife isn't like over feminine. We sit in the house, jeans and all this shit, but my daughter's just effeminate. Like, it's in her DNA. It's like she comes out of the box. I see how much of it's like, oh, you're just like things I would have thought that like, oh, I'm choosing that. I see her do it and I go, well, shit, just hardwired. It's like I'm really not in control of nearly as much of this as I feel I am day to day.
Are you saying that gender is biological?
Hold on. And
I'm saying that
Are you defending-
masculine and feminine poles
Are you defending
are
Are you
hardwired.
defending child sexual reassignment? Is that what you're saying?
No.
How many bathrooms do you have at your house?
One.
Did you hear this follow-up
One,
question?
and that's the smartest question. He's asking the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing, man. I stormed out of the bathroom, I screamed very loud, and women,
women?
every woman I've ever dated, they all, I apparently have demon eyes and have like demon yelling when I
100%.
get mad,
100%,
and like
bro.
they all look like Shelley Long in The Shining.
Damn,
it's
dude.
so weird. Every woman I
First
date
coincidence.
gives me-
Current book I'm reading. Pop it up.
Yeah,
The
you
Shining?
know, it just
Current
go,
book,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
what it is. I always look at the universe like, oh, I don't know what we're supposed to do, but we're supposed to do something, Jeremy Cash.
Like, I don't know why I keep yelling at women, but I'm. But
No, but-
there's,
and
there's
you
gotta
guys
be a
are that
purpose
too.
for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
a higher purpose.
The
Coincidentally,
555,
The
all of
purpose
it, it's
is
like,
community service.
that's what synchronicity is. Synchronicity is you yelling at every woman that you
I'm
come into
writing
contact
the
with.
script. Oh, I should really clarify. I'm actually very, very nice. I have a strong temper. I blow up for 30 seconds, and then I purge it, and then I apologize, and I eat their pussy.
Tight.
Yeah, that's great. No,
If
Consensually.
if it's a woman.
if it's a woman,
Yeah.
What happens when you
If it's
blow
a
up
man, I
with a dude?
stab
I've
him
never
until
Suck his dick,
eyes
eaten a
dude.
go.
man's pussy. No, I abhor violence. So
Oh,
I
I literally thought you were gonna be like, I abhor.
No, women
I
won't
abhor
fight me. So
homosexuality.
if someone will fight me, I just bail. It's like, fuck you, I'm out. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this.
I'm gonna deep fake your face in when I get home.
Yeah,
There's
deep
no,
fakes.
what's the point?
So the
of
problem,
fists?
like I said, the thing with deepfake, there will be equivalent algorithms that detect deepfakes as good as anything ever. But the problem is who knows
just lie
versus
about,
the public.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like.
We scanned this recent newly released footage from the Boulder shooting.
Fauci comes out and he goes, "No, I saw it. It wasn't Heath Ledger." You know, it's like, all right, wear 3 masks, Fauci.
Yeah, deepfake expert Dr. Fauci is on.
My wife
task.
was Corona fucking queen until they were like, "Wear 2 masks." She goes, "Well, this is stupid," and I go, "All
Welcome
in or
aboard.
nothing, bitch.
What?
All in
Listen,
or nothing."
It's all been an intelligence test, and it's just different levels of it. And then they get to the point where they go, well, you need to wear multiple masks and get an injection every year for the rest of your life, and you still can't go outside or make friends. And people are like, well, okay.
As long as we're being safe.
Like, there are people who, and I actually have started to think of it that way. It's just, these are various filters on who will be fooled by this. Well, who will be fooled by this? Well, who will be fooled by this? It's actually just an extensive filtering of humanity. And I'm trying to think of it.
Script.
I've gotten to the point where I'm trying to think of it positively. Like, I actually like that they're dividing humanity in this way.
So in this script, the people who pass all the filters, where do they go?
Sirius B.
I think they go to the Denver International Airport.
They go to,
all right.
They go underneath
like
the
that.
Marked room in
All
the
right.
basement of the
Okay.
which might
See, we're finding it.
probably then go to Sirius
See,
B.
I was telling Cooley about this. Why I get excited in filmmaking is because I have something that no other filmmaker has. I got access to fucking 40 of the funniest, most driven, creative assholes.
Yeah,
maybe
dude.
maybe not 40, but you know what I mean.
Maybe not
A
driven.
lot of
Yeah.
people.
They have cars.
But self-starters at least. Compared to your...
Some of them have
See,
cars.
you're so into cult of
have a
comedy.
Geo Metro,
you're like,
bro.
those lazy fucks. But when you talk to normies, like even lazy comics are like, oh, you're one of the most driven. You're like the top 10% of driven Americans.
Well, when you say driven, what you mean is you're doing something
Yes.
not for money, but out of love.
or
which is rare.
for money,
Psychosis.
but you're doing
But you're
something
doing it
that
and you're not
isn't-
getting money.
and yeah, you're taking a chance
So,
and doing a thing.
Yeah. To most people, that's driven.
So just like this, here I am. If I was sitting at home, like writing a script about the thing, I wouldn't have came. You know, yeah, they do go to DA. Fuck yeah, let's. That's why I'm always. Let's
Dude,
get
maybe
this
that's the
office.
thing. Maybe that's the thing.
No, that is the thing, Jeremy.
All right.
I was on board for getting an office and like, you know, investing creatively with you until you made my mouth say that I'm gay.
Yeah.
So here's the
'Cause
thing about
normally
deepfakes
your
that gets
butt
me
makes
so
you say
excited. This is the thing the thing of all the things that I do that made me like realize like, oh, I'm pressing hard on the gas pedal on this one.
Yeah.
Is that with this shit, I realized like, so I do these tutorials for Blender just because like it's kind of like the thing. Blender's free. It's all free. So it's kind of like, give back to the community, and they all get huge views. So I was like, look, and they're all like dry, dead pieces of wood, guys. I was like, let me be funny and do a little editing mojo and
Blender, huh?
So I did it like 2 months ago. I get like probably like 60 subscribers a week. Every video gets thousands of views.
Is that why we got so?
Just in the middle of your series, you should be like, and this is how you make a pineapple mango smoothie. And you use a
thinking
regular blender.
It's a good name
Yeah,
for
no,
a gender.
that's 100%. I'll take that as a bit.
Hell
That's
yeah.
funny.
just
Do it.
in a series of like 10 instructional videos that are hardcore in the middle, you're just teaching them how to make
So
smoothies.
Yeah.
But so in my analytics, it's like number 1, America. Number 2, UK. Number 3 with like 11% is India. It's like, interesting. So I realized like, oh shit, with deepfakes, it's like I could pay some guy in Fiverr to translate my tutorial into Hindi, send me that vocal back, deepfake his perfect fucking Hindi on my face.
And they'll be like,
Bros,
this dude's got a great accent.
I go, bros.
Excellent
Everyone
command
in
of the
my
language.
crew, guess what? We all of us, we speak every language now.
Yeah, right.
So we
right.
now
Relations.
speak every language on Earth.
Dude,
now
India
you're-
YouTube, China YouTube, Poland YouTube,
now you're really
Russia YouTube.
thinking like a globalist because
Bro.
By the way,
we
no.
could deep fake Joe Biden giving his incoherent
Oh,
speech into Chinese.
Oh.
Do all of Biden's speeches in Chinese.
Dude,
and put those
done
up.
several
Doggy,
Bidens.
dude, we
I
could
did
give
Alex
you so many good
Jones and-
deepfake ideas, dude.
Oh.
Dr. Fauci.
This is what I'm saying. This is where I got like,
And then you
It's time to. I got something big, boys. I got something big.
Okay.
Have you been out to the open mics recently, fag? It's like, oh, you can't.
You're idiots.
I'm doing a thing, you guys, and I'm bringing all you fuckers with me.
How about Nancy Pelosi talking about BLM in a great...
Dude. If you came up with a real, like,
Kenyan
legit
accent.
idea, and we could plug it in, like, real, like...
And what Fiverr is, because
like
I just got...
And put it in certain places to, like I've also been, like, getting into, like, duping things. Like I'm a... so if you go to blender.org, that's Blender. Free, millions. It got 100 million downloads over 2020. Blender's huge, major corporation. If you go to blender3d.com, that just auto redirects to blender.org. Blender3d.net, that's me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta...
I've gotten into dupes. I'm just duping everything.
No,
and, like,
dude, buying up
figuring out how to plug myself
websites.
into.
That's what we need to do. Is we need to buy a bunch of different websites and reroute them to the perilouspodcast.com.
No, for real.
We were talking, I don't know if it was here or not, but we were talking about just take everyone in Congress and buy blank is a pedophile.com. And we just get the whole House of Representatives.
Then get fucking SEO around that. Get that ranking on Google. It all links to fucking Chapel Perilous. It's a fucking bing, bang, boom.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Get 20 grand, because if one of them decides to run for public office, and I'm like, well, I have Nancy Pelosi's a pedophile.org.
Yeah.
That's going to be worth some money.
Matt Gates is a pedophile.
Because imagine a Trump era of
If you guys like this podcast, go to AOCisapedophile.com.
When someone,
Perfect.
a Trump-like personality who's just super comfortable, like denying, like, wasn't me, fuck you, I didn't do it. Like, if I can do deep fakes like that, like I did it, that's real hasty. Like if I do like thought out, I was telling him mouth shapes are called phonemes. And they're better with certain phonemes than others. So if I thought out like how to do the script, like avoid H's, hit a lot of B's, things like that, it looks good. Get the lighting, no beard. It looks indistinguishable. Perfect. And if I can do that, that means the people that are like doing it.
Isn't this going to be a problem, though?
That's what I'm saying. So
problem.
if you have a person who's like a Trump character in 10 years, there is no amount of like all of us.
No, people are literally accusing or like people.
It's
are,
over. What do we do?
Everything's over.
It's
but
over.
Like people are already accusing Biden videos. They're like, this is a deep fake, and you're like,
no.
dude, we don't know how good the technology is. Everything is going to be a deep fake.
It's so.
Now, how about this?
We're gonna can do that.
Biden's been dead for 10 years.
That's true. That's provably true.
With wide projection, dude. You could get a person with a certain fucking certain skin type. You can fucking use these new like I don't even. It's like, don't quote me on this. It's not Phantom, but it starts with a P. It's like
it's not
Phantom
being recorded
LED,
or anything.
and these little projectors can project like 8K with no like loss. You could. I'm not saying that this is a thing. I'm saying in the future this could be a thing in a spy novel I'm writing.
HD blackface.
You could fucking deep fake real life. Real life.
Now this is what I'm getting to. Holographic deep
Instagram
fakes.
name.
Essentially,
So you go out in reality, and there's a
fucking-
hologram of a police officer beating a black boy to death,
But-
and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
to keep it
we
real.
need to protest, and then they have a hologram of a bunch of protesters, and you're like, I'm going to join the protesters. They're all just holograms.
no, this is all real.
You join in.
You become a hologram.
You become a hologram.
Hold on.
Quit your job, become a hologram.
Quit your job. Become a. Listen, hold on, because here's a serious idea for your business. Like if you're gonna have the guy translate and do Hindi voiceover instead of your face, deep fake Justin Trudeau in blackface when he was the.
No, it works in every direction.
Perfect. Like,
That's what I'm
just
saying.
have
I'm
him-
focused on how I can monetize it and just ignoring how like, oh, this is also the end of
When I-
civilization.
when I enter
but
the
I'm
ma-
gonna be really
When I enter the Matrix, dude, I'm gonna use Justin Trudeau in blackface. That's gonna be my avatar that I.
Right, dude.
Dude,
that I
it's
pop
only the
into.
end of civilization if you fall for it. Like, in the same way that not everyone falls for what the news says has to be true, that will be true of all these successive iterations of fooling the public with holograms or whatever, where there will be some people who maybe you meditate or maybe you just take mushrooms every so often, and you're able to separate illusion from reality better than average Joe. So there will be some people who are like, yeah, don't go over there. That's nonsense.
Yeah. When you go out, wear 2 holograms. Why not?
But can you connect the dots from like the technology to the end of the world? Like, what's this? Like, how does this go down?
Well,
we're just having this blackmail
see how
operation.
How muddy the waters are right now,
already,
and you can
spell it out
trust
for
things
me.
like
100%.
Okay, COVID, right?
Sure.
Half of people are like, I feel like it's horseshit. Okay, a quarter of people are like, I feel like it's horseshit. A quarter of people are like, it's the fucking goddamn biblical plague. And 50% of people in the middle are just like, I'm really not sure. My instincts are
Tell
not
me
as
what
bad
to do
as
so I can
is.
go to Hawaii, please.
But I really
I'll do
do
anything.
trust the system,
Right, but how does deepfake play in? Like, I'm just
because
saying.
it's going to be so fucking ubiquitous. It's going to be in every it's already all the shit I do is free, open source, just like tutorials on YouTube. A 5-year-old could do it easy. I could teach you guys to do it in an hour. I won't because it's my thing. Fuck off.
But I'm just saying, like, give me a
No,
scenario.
I'm an idea guy.
Are you saying like
it's called a general adversarial network?
We're gonna start a war with like fake evidence or something.
It
we're
means
gonna
that everything and every person.
You know what I'm
False
saying?
flags.
Like
Every piece of video,
3D false
audio,
flags.
every piece
I understand what it is. I'm saying, how do we go ... to like, oh, the society's over.
No, we don't. Not that.
Imagine,
it rolls back.
Okay, imagine
Right.
9/11
Sure.
in 4K
I do every night
resolution,
before sleep.
coming out of a projector, coming out of George Bush's head.
And that's on one screen, and on the other screen is the same footage, but no planes, no fire, no nothing. And on another screen is fucking like,
But isn't that just
in less than a year? You're going to get a Skype call from your mother, and she's going to go, "Listen, baby, I'm really forgetful. What's your social security number again?"
okay?
No.
So,
Today,
I'm gonna have no money.
Let's do
Okay.
it now.
Yeah, when you think of how we fool old people with those robocalls and all that shit,
Except-
they're going to be hopeless against...
Saint Joe Rogan, rest in peace, because he's got
Since
he's got so many really great recorded voice samples, like thousands of hours of voice samples.
He's gonna be very easy to deepfake.
Team at some fucking fancy fuck college took Joe Rogan and trained audio deep fakes to manipulate his voice. So you type in the text instead of like a computer like it's fucking
Joe Rogan.
Dude, if you just
it's
smoke
the chimp.
DMT and
he's like, I
get
have
in a
a
float
hockey
tank.
team full of chimps, and I think they could go to the playoffs, and they're out there working hard, and it's this whole crazy rant about a hockey team full of chimps, and it's like, I looked real hard to find it. They got that in a little box. They're
But
not
that's
letting
what
that
I'm
one
saying
out.
is like even like you deep faking me coming out of the closet is. It looks like shit, but it's like also you're a retard
And one
that's
app-
doing it for no fucking reason.
I was playing poker.
Other than literally to fuck with me.
Yeah, I was playing
you know?
poker, and it took an hour. You guys all overguessed a lot.
Imagine like if you have a team at the CIA working on
Corey,
this.
wouldn't that fool your grandma though?
If I sent that to my grandma, she'd be like, I support
you know,
you. I support you.
All
honey.
I have to do is
I don't know who this guy is, but he looks very nice.
the quality, if I like downrated resolution, just took it deep down so it looked like
100%.
shit, then it becomes indistinguishable.
Right, and that's what Joe Biden is essentially. Is like
He's a low resolution president.
Everything
I
is
mean,
going
I
to
have
have low
no.
resolution.
This is what's so crazy. I can't even agree with you. I know enough to know. Yet you might be right. You're probably wrong. You're probably somewhere in the middle.
No, that's why they
it's
made
all
him.
over.
They made him fall down upstairs.
He fell up.
He fell up. He fell
unusual.
upstairs.
It's unusual for a
It's like a
person to
fucking
do.
Shel
Yeah.
Silverstein book. That guy's life. But they're doing that.
Violated Newtonian physics.
Just violating physics. Really.
But Jerry Cash,
Joe Biden is a.
once again hit on the key point. Is that it's the hyperbole and the monkey, like the world's the Chicken Little, the sky's falling thing. Yeah, it's not the
wondering.
end of the world. It's a rollback. It's like remember that time when like we had like video and Wikipedia and all this shit. It's like we're just going back to like the fucking tens. We're going back to 1800s.
But I think there
where
will
it's
be
like
a class
word
of-
of mouth is now the most
only thing
important
you can trust?
again.
That's right. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
There will be a type of hipster that
Dude.
refuses to use technology.
You're gonna
So
walk up
comedians
to
will be
somebody.
gods.
You're gonna.
Oh yeah,
In 10 years,
that's my whole thing.
Live entertainment, like truly human interaction, will become a commodity
right.
greater than
In
the
10
digital
years-
economy.
Hell yeah.
In
dude.
10 years, we're gonna be walking up, and every time we walk up, we're gonna touch each other's face to make sure you're not wearing a scramble suit.
Yeah, and you're gonna come real
Like-
hard because you're gonna be touching it.
It's gonna be a fucking Philip K. Dick
gonna be-
novel,
No,
bro.
and eventually you'll get so sick of that, you're just like, I'd rather just live the line. Like I'm.
Would
sick
you?
of,
Right. You're going
I
to take
would.
a
Eat
lot.
the steak
100%.
or whatever?
No, as soon as I saw The Matrix when Homeboy defected,
You made a
that
steak?
I was like,
Joey Pants fucking had it right all along.
Yeah, I ain't fucking got nothing. There's nothing saying any of this is real anyway. So just put me in the.
Well, by the way, The Matrix.
Put me deeper in the fractal matrix.
Deep.
It could be seen as an allegory for what the Buddhists have been saying forever, which is that the physical plane is Maya, and that in fact, if you realize that, you've already taken the red pill, and you're by living the spiritual life. So it's no different that technologically we create an extra level of Maya on top of Maya.
But that's what
That's hyper-reality.
they're saying we're in a deep fake now. Like you're a deep fake, motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
And that's true. Unfortunately, isn't that sad?
But
so we're just making the myth we're making the myth material where you will have this literal choice between this technological illusion or human
Going to stand-up shows on
intuition.
a Tuesday.
This is all a plug for our new showcase.
no matter what, no matter how shitty your career goes, or no matter what, fucking public speaking's like the number one. That's the old Seinfeld joke. It's like statistically, people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. It's like
because it's the biggest.
Very good.
Whereas
Seinfeld, by
us,
the
like
way.
if I'm sitting at a restaurant and some guy's like, "Sir, could you do 10 minutes?" Like, yep.
100%.
It's like my dream. If I'm sitting in
I
a
got
nice
invited-
place, like
Rough crowd. What are you guys, holograms?
I got invited to a fucking
that's
basement
where
show.
I'm going. I like
invited
that.
to a basement show, and it's just like by the time I get there, it's the two comics that invited me, and then two like girls in their early 20s, and I'm just like. I was like, you guys know what it's like to eat Taco Bell and shit your pants or whatever the fuck I was saying. And they were like, they're like, no, I don't. I was like, do you guys go to college? They're like, yeah. I'm like, we have nothing to talk about. I'm just going to say racist shit until you laugh. And that works. It does work. You can just keep saying racist shit.
beat
and
a
they will
dead
laugh.
horse.
Resent people just for going to college.
No, I don't.
That means they party.
No, you're putting that on what I said. I don't resent people for going to college.
Well, if they went to college, how do you have nothing to relate? You like to party. This is college.
Don't fucking roll your fucking stupid deep fake
The
fucking eyes at me, you fucking piece of-
queens are rolling.
Listen, the bitch is back. We're doing it. You fucking asshole.
Well, we can't talk about mathematics though without getting into poker at some point though, because Cash and I share a love for poker. I discovered I don't gamble. I don't really love games, but when I discovered a game that so perfectly encapsulates the human experience.
It's called Chinese checkers.
Yeah. And
So-
my grandma sucks
Like
at
the
it.
idea of like, so you got some MIT professor, right? And he fucking solves the game. He's like got the game
He's like,
figured
okay,
out.
52 choose 5. That's
Yeah.
And then some
386,000.
dumb fuck from Texas gets dealt 2 cards, doesn't look at it, and goes, "Yeah, I'm all in." What's your fucking math got to say about that? You
Right.
know? And it's,
Call 85% of the time, bitch.
And I was gonna say, is it Jack 6? Is that the computer?
I don't
hand?
know. That sounds
either
about
Jack
That sounds
6 or
real
King 8.
close,
The
bro.
Wait,
statistic-
is that a true thing? Call 85% of the time?
Well,
Well,
if it's any two,
It would
maybe.
be they call it the computer hand, the statistically complete average hand. I think it's Jack 6
Jack
off.
6
Jack
off.
6
And
offsuit.
so anything above Jack 6, you start contemplating that that random call. And but that fucks your whole. How do you calculate ranges against that? A guy who just
100%.
understands, like, I understand you're Johnny Math. So if I reshove on you, if I shove all my chips in,
Texas
By the way,
Hold'em
you
is
can't
such-
call without aces. Do you have the top ranges? My ghetto math says you don't. So I can shove on you every 3 times.
This is my
you bet.
problem. This is
man.
my problem with Texas Hold'em poker. Like
that you don't
everybody's like
understand
Daniel Negreanu is a genius. Whatever.
Sorry.
I mean, he plays small ball. It's pretty-
Sorry.
pretty good strategy.
How many of these dudes have won the main event more than once?
The main events?
Only like one
that's
or
like
two
asking
One
me-
or two guys,
Yeah,
because
but
it's fucking luck.
who-
Moneymaker. Oh,
That's
Moneymaker.
what's-
Chris Moneymaker. He's the best poker player ever. But no, it's all fucking luck.
Moneymaker.
You get hot for a minute.
By the way, when you said Johnny Math, was that a Asian joke?
That's me.
No, it's an
sounds-
Asian
I'm
truth.
Johnny Math.
It's a guy.
Johnny Math? It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sounds,
yeah.
it
No, if
sounds
you're playing
racist.
with a poker
is.
against an Asian, you like legitimately have to adjust your strength. Nothing more than like, am I wrong?
I misheard
No,
you.
but this is my point. Like you talked about like a
He
running
just
back.
doesn't want his
I know. I literally didn't.
Like an
Dude,
NFL
that
running
was
back.
great. That was a great. He just let that slide right off his back, bro. He was like, "I'm not doing this." That was fucking.
well, you're on the wrong podcast.
He was like Neo dodging bullets.
I said, if you even play poker
racist.
against an Asian and know nothing more than they're Asian, you have to adjust your strategy.
You would assume they're slightly better than a
more aggressive
white guy with a trucker hat.
Way more aggressive.
But I think that's life, right?
I did.
If they're wearing a cowboy hat, that means if they get 10-2, they're going to go all in.
Yeah, and they might shoot you after
Brunson.
fucking.
You learned poker in 2005, didn't you?
It's no different. It's not evolved.
Oh, it's.
Oh, has it?
It's. Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Those guys are
'cause
dinosaurs, dude.
It's
They
all
saw
made
the
up.
game. You know Doug Polk? You ever watch Doug Polk?
Yeah, my friend used to live with him.
Yeah, dude. That's fucking baller. Doug Polk is fucking like you talk poker, you go, oh yeah, I'm really really good and understand it. I know nothing.
He's
It's
one of
not
the
real.
instructors.
It's not real. Why do those guys lose hands?
Of
They
course.
lose all the time.
This is the thing.
Their strategy doesn't work.
This is the math. Any one hand, fairly random. 2 hands, less random. 2. How many millions of hands do you think you've played? I got about like 2.3 million.
But my
think
point
I might have
is,
played
none of these guys have
over
a
1 million
strategy that
hands.
can win you multiple things. Like you talk about like
most
longevity of a
certainly
career.
does.
Like you talk about a running back, you're like you only got 4 good years or whatever. A poker player, you get 1, and then you're done. Like who comes back? Who is it?
Well, the reason
Phil Hellmuth. Everybody, Phil Hellmuth is a genius.
Perfect
Oh,
example. Phil Hellmuth's a perfect example. That guy fucking crushes the tournament scene.
Does he?
Because for every win he doesn't get is a second, a third, a fourth that are all worth tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even if you cash,
But also in terms of
cash
like
is double your money.
statistics, you're looking at the main event. It's once a year. It's
Oh,
just
and
not
that's-
a big enough sample
That's like a,
size.
Phil Hellmuth in a leather jacket running into the casino. Man, he had Jack 7, honey. I don't understand what he was doing. He raised on Jack 7 offsuit. I don't understand. The flop went.
This is one of
He's
those
losing
things
his
that,
mind.
like,
He's
that's
jerking off onto a
like
craps table.
You're on tourist shit. Like it's like the real
Shit on a
Isn't it-
craps
isn't it
table.
The
like-
World Series exists to pull in fish from around the world to sit at the cash
Hold
games
on.
with the regulars. Cash games. The real sharks, some dudes don't even they'll come to the main event and just move all in every hand until they triple up or go broke.
They say that the house always wins, and as far as I know, the only person that's ever beat the house is Stephen Paddock.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the
Don't worry about
It's
it.
like this joke is not going to land. You don't get it.
Is that the blackjack guy?
I don't know.
No,
No,
that was
he-
Oklahoma
MIT.
City.
He was the Vegas shooter.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was a weird one too.
Yeah, I had a feeling there was a punchline there.
But no, it's over like a continuum. Any
Face
one hand
said
is luck,
punchline.
and the more that it's the reason that poker players become the house. You figure out a way mathematically that any time I put money in the pot, I'm at least 55% up. Like if I can get in. If I can jam queens against ace king, fucking, I'm happy all
That's
day.
not the dude that wins the tournament, though. The dude that wins.
See, you're talking tournaments.
He's got courage.
Tournaments are the fish, cash games. This is where the nut is. All that shit, all that World Series shit. Come on in, fly on in, bring your 10,000. It's great. Then you go broke in an hour, and you're in Vegas and bored and blue balled, and you want to play
And there's
poker.
a country music festival going on
You go
across
downstairs
the street.
and you
And
sit
an open
down.
mic.
You go upstairs,
and now
you
you're
bring
conditioned to think 10,000. I just burnt
An
10,000 in an
arsenal
hour.
of
Let
weapons.
me go sit down with 50,000 against the guy whose fucking job it's been for the last 30 years.
You call your
to
Filipino
cut
wife and you say, honey,
up.
I'm not coming home.
Yeah.
Cut up people like you.
I'm not coming home.
So you realize the real
Jason
sharks,
Aldean, right?
they're fucking it is a cold, calculated.
Yeah, but those
merciless-
dudes, those
they
dudes
understand
playing cash
people.
games. They're
and
playing
math.
against idiots, so
Not
they can
necessarily.
take home some money because they got a bunch of idiots there who are blue balled from losing, like you said. And yeah, I would.
Why are you
Moneymaker or Phil Hellmuth?
Who beat him heads up and he hates poker?
It's stupid. You're spending too much
Poker is
time
gay.
on this.
Yeah, poker's
So
the
good.
most. It's the most human game that's ever been.
I think I retired, actually.
Most human.
Yeah,
How do you
I think
even-
I'm done.
Retired?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty stressful.
I think I'm out.
it's pretty stressful.
Congrats,
Thank
dude.
you, dude.
Welcome into the fucking
I
welcome
also
to the
don't
rest
think
of
that
us.
I
Fuck
like
poker.
it anymore. Too.
No, I think I quit 6 months ago.
As I was playing it, I
honestly.
realized I'm really just using my intellect to
I'd
fucking
rather do comedy.
monetarily abuse.
Yeah.
people.
There's no
This is
happiness
literally
in
like
poker.
the
Yeah, so
it's
if you're
like
Phil
the-
Hellmuth and you're
I've
hanging
never
out with these
laughed at a poker
high
hand.
rollers in a back room, yeah, you can win some money back and feel good about yourself, but you're a loser. You're an idiot.
Stop playing poker and start doing arms deals with princes from Qatar, dude. That's
Why
what I'm
can't you do
saying.
both?
You can do both.
You can.
That's how you launder.
Well,
the
for a
money.
while, you could do both.
You got 2 arms, right? So.
I'm playing poker with this hand.
Yeah.
I'm buying
Literally
military. I'm
arms.
buying
By the
AK-47s.
way,
with the other.
I was always good at poker, but I never got competitive with it or anything.
It's just
that.
like anything. Like when you really like dive into like the deep, like, oh, let me try to compete with the world class. As soon as you open that door, you realize, oh, it's like the Dunning-Kruger thing. It's like I
That's
realize,
what
like, oh,
no, I was
fuck.
literally going to say
But
that.
the end game,
I know nothing.
Dude, the end game of it is you go, I'm Phil Ivey, and this is my master class.
Oh, dude, Phil
I don't think I
Ives
can do any. I don't think I can
genius.
add
Is
any
he?
more things.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yo, fuck yeah, dude.
How? Because I just don't understand the genius
I don't
of it.
understand your.
You know, it'd be
point.
great if all those poker players started doing open mics, you know? It's like, I'm Phil Ivey, and this is my opener. And then you got to watch them do comedy.
Yeah, I don't
My
think-
name's Phil
That's
Ivey.
probably
I'm
not
Jewish.
Jamie Gold could do
When I was growing up, my mom said I had 3 options: poker, be a Republican, or be gay.
Jamie Gold. I bet Jamie Gold would be good at stand-up.
Yeah.
He could do stand-up.
Maybe. Because he's
He pretty much
Jewish.
just stand up at the table. He'd be
Yeah,
like, I
dude.
got kings. You should probably fold. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And he'd get so inside people's head. He'd tell
That's
you.
interesting.
He's like,
There's an idea
I got
for a
king of
show,
spades
though.
and I got 2 kings. King of spades, king of diamonds. What do you got? He's like, I got a king in my hands. Like, probably king of clubs because I got the king of spades and king of diamonds. And he's like, he really does. And it's like, I don't believe you. And he'd start like TikToking them.
Yeah.
It's like every decision you make was the wrong one. It's like,
Dude,
ooh.
that's gold. That's
And everyone was like, he fucking sucks. And I was like, does he? He seems to be really fucking with you guys' heads pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe he sucks at the math, but he's good at the person. That's why I love poker. There's 2 strategies.
Daniel
that's a good-
Negreanu was good
that's
at
a good
that
way to
shit.
say it. I like that.
Negreanu was a good psychologist. At
Yeah,
the
when
table.
his whole thing was he invented small ball. Is like he's like all these rules about poker. It's like it's all like that's just lore. There's no rule. 3x raise open. What the fuck's who said? Min raise. Like one of my favorite things in the world is like let's say it's like we're playing $1, $2, right? And I open for 10, you call 20 in the pot. Raise 20.
23 in the
you
pot.
Call, thank you.
Thank you.
Can't forget big blind,
Thank
small
you.
blind, minus rake. Come on, are we raking the
Have
pot?
respect for the house, please.
But so at the very end, when it's like, I suspect that you have missed draws and you got nothing, and you check to me, and there's like $300 in the pot, I go, $2. You bet. I
Bet
min-
one
I min bet
150th of the
you don't
pot.
want to turn up your dog shit. As if I bet the pot, you could fold with grace. I had aces and I folded. But min bet,
hold on,
you
hold
don't
on.
want to turn up your dog shit. So I give you 2 options: admit you're a dirty, filthy fucking liar, or re-raise.
What about
me.
check min raise?
And then I flat call your min because I know you got nothing. So it's like min bet, raise, flat. Thank you for the free fucking $900.
So let me tell you what Daniel Negreanu is
didn't want to
doing
be
now.
embarrassed.
Daniel Negreanu is
I'm
now
starting to see
getting
the
into
demon eyes.
chess. I don't know if you follow this
I thought
guy.
he was doing improv.
No, Negreanu. Yeah, he's doing improv. No, he's getting into chess now, and
Owned by
he's
Doug
a
Polk.
chess.
Yeah.
He wants to be a chess streamer, where he's going to play chess
That's
on Twitch.
fascinating. I like
And
that.
Hopefully
Hikaru Nakamura.
die.
This is games thing. We get obsessed with these fucking.
It's
I
a
guess it's an
hyper-reality.
infinite
Well,
loop.
life is a game, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
to be cliche.
Okay, no, hold on. So before you get into cliches,
Yeah.
let's nip that in the bud. Like the reason we have both of you on is because of like numerology and like an obsession with numbers and synchronicity. Wouldn't you be able to see if that's true and not just a shared delusion that we have? Wouldn't you be able to see kind of or feel synchronicities while you're playing a game like poker?
Oh, I do. I did.
You did.
My friends who are heavily math based are always amazed. There's Poker Tracker.
Yeah.
It's like this very sophisticated software that keeps track of every hand that the software has seen, every hand that's been played in the hand history, and it keeps track
hand history.
forever. So every hand we ever play for years and years and years goes in a database, and then it's displayed on a HUD. It's like every time you do this, here's your frequency.
Wait, they've got my hand history.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude.
So, but I didn't
And your
use it.
internet
I was
history,
like,
all of it.
I was like, fuck Poker Tracker. That's for fucking idiots. And I had a better win rate than my friends that used it, and it blew their
So are you just
mind.
you were just doing like intuitive.
And I would just
you're feeling the
one is I feel the math, so I have a.
That's how dudes win tournaments.
But then
That's
the
what I'm talking about.
second thing is it's 100%
Synesthesia.
storytelling. You're telling me a story.
Autism.
You open with X. You're telling me you have aces, right? You open, it's like, it's a weird bet. It's like, you just got 4 bet me. It's like, is that aces? Let me flat and see what happens. Now, the flop comes out and it's something. And now you do something. It's like, that doesn't really add up. But I guess I have enough. I have a draw. So even if you do, it's equitable for me to see the next card. Let me see the turn. So the turn comes. Now you check. Wait, what? It's like, I thought you had aces. Like,
no, he's got the nuts.
That's not what you would have. See what I'm saying? So it's like, all right. It's like, well, you couldn't have the nuts. You told me before. The nuts is fucking king 9 of diamonds. It's like, did you 4-bet? It's like, that's not the story.
This
so
is what Drew. This is what made Helmuth insane, because he thinks the other people are as smart as him, and they're not.
So I found it's storytelling. At the end, if you told a good story, then I
think you're right. I think
makes sense.
That does sound correct.
And the day I remember the hand this dawned on me. This whole idea is, I remember I got to the river on a hand where I was bluffing, and a guy checked to me, and I go, "Oh I accidentally told a story that says I have the nuts." It's like, and so I bet like really small, as if like I'm across, like
I like that.
And so like,
I really do.
He insta-folded, and I was like, oh, I was bluffing,
Campbell's
and I was going to give up until I realized it's like, oh, I told the story. On the flop, I did this. On the turn, I did this. On the river, it makes sense. The diamond hit. He put me on a flush the whole time. So if I go hard, he's gonna fold.
Dude,
well, I can tell you that we all understood everything you said, and all our listeners definitely understood everything.
His name is for sure not James Campbell, but you said
Joseph Campbell's.
You said James Campbell, and it kicked Joseph out of my head. I could not think of the name Joseph.
Joseph Campbell's
that was
storytelling in poker
of soup fame.
Yeah, I was going to say
who we're talking
the
about?
soup guy, right?
James Campbell.
Yeah, Andy Warhol.
Hell yeah, dude.
But that was it's the
chicken soup
people
for the
versus math
For the degenerate gambler.
It satisfied both of my
soup for the degenerate gambler.
both of my obsessions
If you can
are human
afford it.
psychology and numbers, and it satisfied both of those. Like, and I love the idea of literally being inside your head through you're in fucking this guy's in Poland. One of the things I would do is I would play poker. I would look for tables based on what time, and I had a chart of what time bars closed in every country on Earth.
Now you're just a scam artist.
Country on Earth. So I'd look up if a dude is acting crazy from France. I'm going to look up what times bars close in France in my little chart. Oh,
I
you
play
just
with this
got out.
This
is
Friday night, babe. All right, top off. Click.
In what country in Africa are they most tilted?
And it would always be fucking drunk Swedes at fucking.
Who just lost their kids? Who's divorced?
That's a thing, baby.
So this is my problem. This is my problem with poker.
Filter by sadness.
Who was just on an episode of Cheaters?
That's Facebook made an empire.
I'll play heads up against Joey Greco after he got stabbed.
This is my problem with poker, and by extension, really mathematics as a whole, numbers as a whole, is like, as you're talking about this just sounds like a Darren Aronofsky film where, like, I assume that Jeremy quit playing poker because he got off public transit and and just saw his own pulsating brain on one of the platforms. Like, do you understand? Do you know what I'm saying? Have you seen Pi?
I stopped playing because
it was a dark. It was a
no. That was hilarious. And dude, I've had days where I was in the basement of Union Station with my phone charging, playing poker. So I was that guy. I wasn't even like looking at him. I was there. But
also, you're Jewish, yeah?
No. I quit.
A big part of this podcast is accusing people of being Jewish.
When I had more hair,
I'm all about breeding with them.
Yeah, but okay, I just realized it wasn't making me happy,
Jewish girl.
right? And it was taking away time from the things that were. So whenever I was playing poker, even if I was making money, it's like I wanted to write like a fucking
cost?
joke to the opportunity cost was too high.
So you made like $1 million this year, but like you didn't leave.
I didn't. I still only have 5 minutes, and it's nothing about like it contributes nothing. It like if you win, somebody else is losing. And it's
capitalism.
like,
and the biggest thing, bad beats, man. I cannot take the fact that things are happening out of my control.
Could I go on Fiverr and pay a Sri Lankan child to play online poker for me?
Yeah, you got $8.
But Cash can relate to this.
I do.
The editing, all of the editing shit. People are like, how the fuck do you figure that out? It's because I have experience sitting in one spot, clicking a mouse with like I would 8 table. Like that was my frequency.
I just spent a decade playing
8
this
tables
game,
at once. I
and I didn't want to do it anymore.
And 6 cash tables. That was my day to day.
You know what I mean?
All day long. And I do that 16 hours a day.
But do you want that to be your life story?
I did in my 20s.
Exactly, but you're not
anymore.
20. Exactly.
God,
so
no.
I got to where you're at.
Old guys that still play. It's
Yeah,
dude. You got a demon. Something's
100%.
Well, it's the same thing when you go to Vegas and you see some of these guys sitting at the table. It's just
you see some of these guys
what is the point
wandering around
just burn
watching
down
a country
Vegas.
music festival, and you're like,
Vegas needs to be burned.
let's see how fast they can run.
Vegas would make such awesome ruins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine
it really should be looted, and we take the good parts of the statues.
And my name's Wes Williams, and I don't.
One of the things that you notice when you go to if you go to Italy, all the statues are generally intact, except somebody always cut the dick off.
Yeah.
That's apparently what happened.
I mean, I get it.
When the emperor got sacked or whatever, and the people got
Sacked.
unruly. Exactly.
That's
then
a good
they
word
sack all
choice.
the
I mean,
statues.
That's the word, Jeremy.
I like it.
Yeah, I just watched this thing about the biggest
They
art
cut their
heist.
noses. They cut their noses and their dicks. All the statues.
They're like
the
fucking.
old-
They're like
if you go look
chimpanzees.
at-
That's what chimpanzees do.
Yeah,
we're
well, that's what
monkeys.
No, dude, we're
How bizarre is it? It all is. This is
It's
what
not bizarre at all.
people always
It's
look
not
at me
bizarre
like
at
I'm
all.
insane because it's like I see the bigger picture.
The reason
man.
you're clutching
we're
your pearls is that you're not
animals,
paying
and
attention.
we're struggling between like, are we gonna go? Are we robotic? Or are we monkeys? And society
Right.
just is like this fucking rubber band of like, I like air conditioning, but my kids are fucking animals. Like,
But
I
this
don't
is-
like.
hold on,
I don't like
hold on.
deep fakes, but I want air
'Cause, like,
conditioning. Like,
I-
I can't
you're-
have both.
You're doing
air conditioning and deep fakes, or go fucking outside.
You're
That's
doing
right.
it.
Pick one.
I think you're telling a story in a way that I don't approve of or like, which is that us realizing that we're apes that are creating a silicon kind of nightmare. That should be surprising. Like we have to stop telling ourselves this story that we are. That
I did.
Where
I don't know who he is.
Hold on.
You got a chipmunk in your pocket?
Within the story, we're like gobsmacked at what's happening because we keep telling ourselves that story, and I think it's making us more naive and fucking incompetent in terms of handling the present moment.
Us?
Yeah,
The four
people.
of us?
Humans.
The four of us? Because when you say we, I think of us.
But think of the scene in the
four of
Matrix,
us.
the really bad Matrix, where they
yes.
have the big orgy. You know that scene in the second Matrix where they have that huge orgy?
Zion, baby.
Yeah.
That's the monkey in the machine, where they have to
Fucking
give the
A.
monkey some. That's the music festival that they give us. You know, we're in the
Festival
machine,
girls.
but you got to give the monkey a little bit of. That's why they gave the
that's where I wanna
slaves
be.
alcohol every so often.
This is what I'm saying. I was talking to Cash about
Diary of
his
a-
love for festival girls.
Yes.
Hippie festival girls.
Well, we were
and
talking
that's what I'm
about-
saying. You were Zion, like you.
Sure,
that's
sure,
your inner Zion coming out.
Yes.
You gotta embrace that part.
I love, what did I say? I love sacred geometry on robes or something.
Yeah, you love girls that wear sacred geometry.
Dude, if
I like
went to eat a
I like
girl's
a
pussy and I
Mandelbrot
saw,
fractal on an ass cheek.
Yeah, dude.
I was gonna say, if I went to eat a girl's pussy and saw a fractal tattoo, I'd come.
Start saving up for the ring, dude.
buddy.
And I'll tell you, that ring's going to have a lot of sides. It's not going to be a regular
It's going to be made
ring.
out of a geode.
Yeah, dude. Well, what's that one that comes from, like, the aliens? That,
Moldavite.
Yeah, dude, Moldavite,
Doggy,
bro.
yes.
I'm gonna
This
fucking
guy
Moldavite
fucking
her
knows.
face in, bro.
You go, baby. If it's meant to be, you'll be able to wear this ring.
Yeah.
Moldavite.
You guys know Moldavite. So Moldavite's this it's a stone
I'm
from.
so glad you
It's like
pulled that out of your
Yeah, dude,
ass, dude.
absolutely.
like a comet.
It's
or,
it came from a comet.
asteroid.
Yeah, and so if you buy a Moldavite, like people, it's like a whole
that's
TikTok
fucking
trend.
dope as
That
fuck.
it'll like if you have this stone in your house, then it'll peel away all the things you don't need.
Yeah, dude,
out
I
of
gotta
your life.
get
fucking
some.
Christ.
Like I bought a Moldavite
Why
necklace,
can't
and
you
then
just
my
appreciate
husband
this? This is
divorced
from
me.
deep space. Holy shit! That thing's like
That's
But
really
what is
funny,
the-
dude.
what is the
Like, stop-
principle?
That's why I want
Stop
it.
trying to demystify the
I
lived
want it because
experience.
it's like, think of how like cool that is. That's like, From the primordial universe.
So
I know, but so is a rock.
Yeah.
So is everything.
You fucking dick.
But no, this is not me being a dick. It's like this is me like in the middle between the Philistines. And
you're like the
It's
Shaft.
like, I like to appreciate all the sides. It's like
You got to bounce back. What you got to do is you got to bounce violently back and forth between the Philistine and the higher.
Because
what is the Japanese interior design thing where if this does not
feng
please
shui?
me, feng shui, that's what you're talking about essentially. If this
I'm
doesn't
all
please
feng
me,
shui
get
with
rid of it.
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like a good YouTube channel.
Feng shui with rocks.
But no, that's what I love.
I put this.
You see that pebble? It used to be over there. Now it's here. Who got a promotion?
Wherever
You got to be like a feng shui pickup artist
Yeah,
where you're like,
dude.
this pussy does not please me.
Yeah.
Wherever
not
you
gonna-
sit,
Put your
you
leg
want
in the center of
have
my
the
room.
turquoise to the left of your body.
Yeah,
That's-
dude.
I mean, some guys live like that. Some guys are like, move your pussy to the left. I like it better like that, you know? And some guys are like, can I take you on a date? And it's your choice to pick which one you want to be.
Fuck yeah.
Don't be a fucking homo.
I want to. This is why Jeremy Couch is
This
right.
is how you should. Your attitude towards technology should be feng shui. Does this please me?
Yes.
Dude, there's feng shui and feng swag, and you're
Yes.
being
Feng
very
shui.
feng swag right now.
No, feng shui. I remember it's always like a cute thing. Like, it's like, oh yeah, feng shui. But my buddy's wife was like for real practitioner, and they went to Jamaica, and I watched their house, and she's like, there is garlic and some stones in the mailbox. Do not take those out.
We've been getting a lot of vampire junk mail lately.
Yeah, dude. We used to get chain
Blood-sucking
letters.
Oh,
debt
holy shit.
collectors.
All right.
Speaking of
Whatever.
vampire blood, vampire fucking junk mail, I've been getting consistently. I started getting surveys for. I got one from the Southern Poverty Law Center, and then I just got one from the ACLU where they were like, "We'd like to know your opinions on white supremacy." I'm like, I
Jesus.
have a
fucking
racist
Christ.
podcast. I don't know why you fucking want to know what the fuck my opinions are. But it's like I don't know what they're up to. They're up to something in that they're like they're trying to these. And I don't think it's like intentional. This is all subconscious shadow bullshit that the culture is doing. But they're like,
As if they're not planning a white genocide. Corey,
See, this is a thing that
wake up.
I'm starting to use on stage. Is this chick psychologist, and I show my bias. Fucking my mom till her dying day was like, "You're kind of a chauvinist," and I was like, "Come on, you know."
No, this is what I'm saying. We should have.
But I am. I was watching the science thing with all these brilliant men. Like, I was like, this guy's fucking. This chick came up and she tried to do a joke. You know, the dude before her, brilliant, invent shit, murdering with the audience, like joke after joke, just murdering. And she comes up, bombs with her first joke, and I'm like, honey, come on, leave it to that professional.
Okay, Marie
halfway through, I realized, oh, you're the smartest one yet, and you've blown my mind the most of any person I've heard
good.
speak.
Good.
in
That's
so-
always
years.
fun.
what was it? They say
I
that
was like, I am a chauvinist. I'm a piece of
this
shit.
is supposedly what happens. This would be the feminist narrative. Like Watson and Crick discovered the DNA helix structure, but there was apparently a woman who had actually sketched it out. Who
Snuffed
they stole
her
it
out.
from.
Snuffed her out.
Do you know who that
No.
woman was?
No one doesn't. That's
Okay,
the point.
well, let's move on.
Let's forget
That was
everything I
about
just said.
15
No,
minutes
no,
for
yeah,
her.
it's-
She's
Let's
good.
get back to white
unfortunate.
genocide.
Yeah, dude.
I like to think of Stephen Paddock as really the Moish the Beetle of the white genocide. If you guys, that's a deep reference. I'm
Kafka?
dropping Elie Wiesel fucking. This is smart ass podcast, dude. You got to be well read.
Well read.
Jack 6 off.
Tommy. That's Seinfeld. I'm sorry. Maybe just well read. Seinfeld?
I was going poker.
You seem Seinfeld.
I seem
You
Seinfeld.
seem like a Seinfeld fan.
I used
He's
to
not
deliver
Jewish
him
for the last
sandwiches.
time.
I never tried to learn but Seinfeld is tattooed on my brain.
Yeah, yeah.
In a way,
No, I love
know
that show.
every episode by heart, and I didn't do it on purpose.
No, you just end up with a show like stuck in
Yeah,
your fucking
it's
head.
weird.
That's.
So every time I meet a Seinfeld fan, it's real hardcore. I always feel like safe.
I think like
Yeah.
like Mr. Show. I have.
Yeah,
tattooed.
Mr.
Like
Show's a
it's
big
fucking. It's
Nice.
so deep in there, man. You could quote a sketch, and I could tell you the sketches that were around that sketch.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes
what
I just watch Ghostbusters in my head, scene for scene.
I mean? Isn't that nice though, dude? To be able to sit there and
I
like
think I've seen it like 200 sometimes.
and it's not even that good of a movie.
No, it's
That's
the
what's
best
why.
I'm the
made.
keymaster. Are you the
Best
gatekeeper?
movie ever
Yeah.
made.
The best
should've
point.
been
Out
the
of your
beginning of the
fucking
porn.
The
mind.
best point that's ever been made about that movie is like, there's a scene where he's like, "Yeah, she's a possessed. That's okay. I just whacked her up with 400 milligrams of Thorazine." And the question, it took 20 years before someone went, "Hey, wait, can I ask a question, Dr. Venkman? 400 milligrams on a date."
Yeah.
That was the first
you went
date
on a
rape ever.
date with her to her apartment, and
She's
you
rapist.
got a syringe
chick-
and 400 milligrams.
By the way,
of
where can we get
I can't remember.
Thorazine?
She's the gatekeeper.
Dark web.
Dr. Venkman.
Dark
Dr. Venkman,
web.
what are you doing?
That shit is the hottest fucking supernatural sex scene I've ever.
Yeah.
Like with Keymaster Gatekeeper.
All right,
shit.
I like this.
100%.
Hottest sex scene in a movie. Not
Hot-
not
supernatural.
pornographic.
Oh, are you asking?
Not pornographic. Hottest sex scene in a movie. Because I have one. And so the
Dude,
fact-
wild things.
Explain it.
Is it threesome scene with Nev Campbell and
Oh, the pool.
Some
Yeah,
blonde
I've seen,
bitch.
I've seen
Denise
the
No,
Richards.
dude, blue is the warmest color. There's literal like girls tribbit, like fucking scissoring.
Okay,
Are
have
you
you
out
ever
of fucking?
seen the-
It's French girls scissoring.
This
There's
is a subjective question.
Have you ever
Tits.
seen the horror
Tits.
movie? It's
Tits.
an underappreciated. This is an underappreciated horror movie called The Dentist.
Oh my God.
There's a
Fuck-
scene
get
where.
the fuck out of here.
Have you ever seen this scene where the pool boy and the wife are
course.
getting it on by the pool,
We haven't seen
and
this
the
movie. It's
dentist comes home.
Fucking. I don't like it.
His
I
wife
like it.
is his wife's blowing
I
the
see
pool
you
boy.
got your
His
braces
wife's
off.
blowing the pool boy. Just pay attention for a second. His wife's blowing the pool boy. He shows up out of nowhere, pushes her head down all the way, and goes, "Use those incisors, sweetheart,"
Yeah,
and forces her to bite this dude's. Have you ever seen that one?
and that's
I've seen
the
pictures.
hardest. you
That
ever
one
came.
turns me on.
Damn, bro, that's that's
really
harsh.
gets me going.
Yeah, man.
All right, hold on. What's
I-
hold on? Name like a handful of sex scenes in movies.
Well,
that
Alan
we-
took mine.
really?
It's
It's that classic.
dental drill.
It's a classic.
Classic
Yeah,
thing
dude.
you do.
Classic dentist move.
Well, that's almost a hack comedy thing where people do that, where it's like something so absurd before it, you just throw that in there. It's like, oh,
No, I know.
No, it really
what-
did. It made me wince and get
No,
horny
as soon
at
as
the
you
same
said,
time.
And that's
as
when
soon
you
as
got
said it,
braces,
I was
right?
like, ah,
That's when you got your
that movie's
teeth
fucking
whitened?
brutal.
Oh yeah, you can whiten the teeth with the jizz. They could have gone far with that, man. I'm sorry. I'm
It's
just
time for a reboot. It's time for an all-female
remake.
reboot.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Come
My
in your
dick's got
mouth.
teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember that movie with the girl with the vagina dentata? She got teeth
that
in her
a-
pussy.
Oh,
Egg?
by the way, what about the
It's
episode
Latin
of,
for teeth in your pussy.
Yeah.
what about the
it's
snoo episode of Futurama, where a Fry gets sentenced to snoo, which is death by
yeah.
sex with virgins?
Yep. Yeah. I saw that one.
I mean, that would probably.
Snoo.
Here's humanity.
He's all tired. and
Probably
shit.
would be
What?
pretty
I can't-
brutal. It'd be your dick could get all fucked up, and you'd be, eventually.
Just die from a broken dick.
Yeah, they
sucks.
break your nose off and your dick, just
That
like the
sucks.
statues.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm glad you re-brought that up. 'Cause
The
I
nose gets
forgot.
broken
I
from
need
women
that in
sitting
my
on
brain.
your
Yeah,
face.
dude.
That's right.
The-
Yeah.
that's like
snoo.
So-
I collect these little pieces like that, and that statue thing. It's like, oh, that's a piece of humanity. That's,
really
that's a
is.
bigger
It really is.
lesson. The fact that those statues have their fucking dicks and
Genitals
stick
and
out.
nose.
It's like,
Anything
dude,
that
we are
protrudes from the torso, we're cutting it off.
We are fucking monkeys, man. It is an upsetting reality that we're on a rock in space. We're goddamn
I
animals.
think it's a
and people are
non-upsetting
talking-
reality that you should totally take that information in and be fine with
Yeah,
it.
but couldn't it be
You don't have to
because they're
freak out
the
about it.
weakest part
It's a-
of the statue? Also,
It's just
like
a disconcerting way of that.
because it's like
the
hanging
arms,
out.
it could easily be
That
the
could
arms.
The arms are bigger. I don't know how big your dick is, but arms, dick.
I mean,
The
my
dick,
dick.
Show
the
them your
dick is
dick really
fine.
quick.
Bust
Dick is
out your
fine.
dick, compare it
You're
to
looking
Corey's
at it.
arm.
They're
How
never
many-
erect.
out
They're
of
never
10
erect.
out of
in the
10
sta-
what?
the
But
Roman
But then they
statues.
always say
Yeah.
we're
They're never
erecting a
erect.
statue.
Never.
That's what they always said.
I've
But
looked.
isn't I don't know if that's the
looked.
actual thing.
Alan would kill for an erect
I always
Yeah,
heard
dude.
they said that like big
How
dicks.
how much was Caesar really packing? That's what
Early
I wanna know.
dildo makers, what do you
Octavian,
think
let
they
me see
used?
that fucking.
I want to see it hard.
I always
Yeah,
heard those
yeah.
cultures didn't play down big dicks as like the savages have big dicks.
and the gay dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were a straight,
Straight
Emperor.
white man,
They would-
landowner, 2
No,
inches.
they would carve
tops.
They would carve statues. They would put statues all over town, dudes with little dicks, and they would walk around.
Yeah.
And with their girlfriend, they'd be like, that's a huge dick, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And she'd be like, well, it's not that big, but yours is bigger. And it's like, oh, shit.
Exactly.
You got that statue dick, bro.
Yeah, and that's why they never make them hard. It's like, mine's bigger than that. And she's like, I mean, from what I can see,
Yeah,
that's what you want after Prima Nocta. When the Emperor bangs all the
I feel like that's the most fucked up. Of all things that are pretty fucked up, maybe it's my own like weirdness.
But
I remember...
No, you're being a little bit of a...
I remember maybe it was just that scene in Braveheart, because that's where I learned about it. And I was like, that seems like a pretty infuriating little situation you got there.
Just give up your pussy
for the
greater good.
Seems.
Don't you think if your woman comes back and you make love to her right after the Emperor fucked her and she goes, "Oh, you're so much better."
I don't know.
You just conquered that pussy.
Conquer this pussy.
Dude.
I mean, I don't like when people I don't like when Lewis tries to take my pipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking about.
Possessive, yeah. Well, that's why. But he owns.
No, it's called
the whole,
possession.
It's kind of mine.
But he owns the whole kingdom. So he owns your wife.
Well, that's kind of my thing over there, King.
You're getting cucked by the king, but see that's
still
your
porn title.
Also, how does the
king cucked by the king?
Dude, write it down. That's a great porn title. You're insane. The more you're against it, just know the people
are for. They love it.
I bet you the king. That's what I'm saying. I bet you the king was such a terrible lover.
Well, how do you think he became the king?
This is probably your sexual hang-ups.
Probably just more about the power. I just want you to think I fucked her.
You can own women? Is that what you think?
You probably have to get him hard for it takes you half an hour to get him hard, and then he comes in 90 seconds, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing about
like fucking Gene
we
Simmons.
overweight sex and things like that because it's been modeled as a commodity that they sell to us. But really, it's like if you really fuck a lot, you realize it's kind of just it's not as a big a deal as I used to think it was.
And shouldn't collectively everybody own the means of production?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we socialize that
Meaning
pussy?
Women?
Don't you think that?
Women are the means of production?
Yeah, exactly. They're the main
I
means of
blame
production.
Women for
Let's socialize that pussy.
all of
is
the
what I'm
world's
saying.
problems.
Socialized
really.
pussy.
I really believe in sexual selection theory, so I really, really blame women for you guys have chosen your mates very,
but then when men try to see, because prima nocta is the male ego trying to do sexual selection, saying no, actually you all have to have the emperor's kids or the king's kids, as opposed to you actually get to pick which genes to reproduce.
That'd be nice though. My retirement plan is to impregnate 20 minority women.
That's what Jeff Epstein's plan was.
Yeah,
guy was a fucking forethinker, man.
Wow.
God, that's your retirement plan.
That's an audio. That's
retirement plan. That sounds like
we're clipping.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not going to support.
I'm going to need you to deep fake those words into your own mouth.
Yeah. No, I'm going to deep fake them
or just say what you just said.
Deep fake them out of your mouth.
I'm going to paint me out
now
of
you're
this.
making
fake me.
Just a second.
I'm going to repaint me.
I don't want my points to be lost, but I'm going to give all my best points to each of you.
Okay, right, perfect.
So poker, Sick. Jeremy gets those.
By the way, if you were really funny and wanted to waste the time doing it, I would. If I were you, I would deep fake it to where every time we talk, we're just making your point back to you, and it's just your voice again. And it's just you doing a podcast with three people that look like you're they're just
4X Grambo.
Because for example, with this video making shit, painting me out, that's a hard problem. To do that, that's a big thing. But now what I would do, take a video, render it as an image sequence, so 30 frames per second, as a PNG, thousands of frames, put that in a folder, take one frame, go into Photoshop and use content aware fill to completely eliminate me perfectly from just one frame. Tell the AI software fucking do that to every frame for the rest of the thing, and it goes, okay, boss, and it does it.
So that would render you out of the.
No, he gets to be a Jesus.
Goodbye.
Figure.
So it's it used to be a big thing to paint people out. It's I can do it with the deep fakes. I do,
but we have the files.
A line in the chin where they go down. So I take the AI and I take a separate AI software, paint out that line, and in one frame. Anytime you see that line, paint it out, and it does it.
But that's what I'm saying is you can't destroy our media and our narrative. You can just compete with it.
I'm just building my own.
That's it.
I'm my own. The day I realize that I can start doing, I could become a celebrity. You're seeing these videos, they get millions of views. They're clickbaity. White boy speaks perfect Mandarin in Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
That's me it's me. I'm even going to title it like that. White boy teaches Blender in perfect Mandarin,
Yeah. No, 100%.
where's
autistic boy speaks perfect feng shuanese.
And so, like
Justin Trudeau puts on blackface and then teaches
my top
Blender
demographics, English speaking, on my
Mandarin.
channel are United States, UK, and Poland. It's like, who's to say that relations can't be made through these other things that aren't comedy? Where it's like, hey, it's like every tutorial I end, it's like, hey, I'm a comic in Denver, Colorado. If you learn anything, come check out my comedy thing. I'm over here. Maybe I'm coming to your fucking city. Just planting the seeds. So maybe get an email. Hey, if you ever want to come to Poland, I own a fucking club. It's like, we'll see you in a couple months, bro. It's like, I'll get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
it's
going
like,
by foot.
There's no, like, I was arguing with Lewis
It'll take
about
me 3
this.
months.
No, we're flying.
I'm stowed away on a ship.
No,
I'll
you
see
guys.
you in a couple
I'm in a packing crate.
We're on a
in the
podcast,
Ukraine.
and I don't have time to pitch you on it. But once I actually get a chance to like pitch people one-on-one, of like, here's what, like, once I get the team of like comics to all buy in, and we can get an office and like start doing this, like the things we're gonna be able to do. I've spent all year. Tobler, I'm gonna have to cut Tobler a check for like $1,000 once I'm able to, because he fucking was so nice enough to sit me down and just like give me his thoughts on the game from like down to 30,000.
Are you talking about like pickup artists?
Yeah.
About
mystery, bro.
comedy, man.
Yeah, mystery.
And it fucking, his name's Eric von Markovic, and he's not an idiot.
Yo, so
Dude, he said bring
Don't care.
a close-up magic trick with you on a date. Don't care. That's not what a smart man says.
It's not. That doesn't mean.
have you ever seen a magic trick?
Does not. Does that mean it's his thoughts?
Do you
Any
do
more
magic?
than that spaghetti bit? Like,
Hold on, shut up.
Yeah.
Do you know close-up magic?
I know some card tricks.
God damn it! This is what I knew.
yeah,
it,
me
man.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I
course.
know
you
Slight
do.
My
Hand
first,
Magic
my
too.
first.
Yeah, you love the game. You love
Yeah.
pickup artist shit. You fucking
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, those are two separate things.
Why do you think I have my
No, they're not.
fucking
No, they're not.
feather cap?
Yeah, listen, but you're recovering. I think.
I'm
think you're
recovering.
recovering.
Yeah,
This guy's still fucking in denial about it. He's like, no,
No.
dude.
I
first
believe.
the guy's not an idiot.
I believe that if there's an apple of knowledge, if there's a worm in that apple, remove the worm and eat the fucking apple, bitch. There's wisdom to be learned in there.
Yeah.
What are we talking? Everyone's like, you know how many times comics I tell them about my life?
So,
and they
hold
go,
on.
"You're so lucky you met your wife," and I go, "God damn it! Why do you fucking chodes keep
Why
telling
don't
me I'm
you
lucky?"
learn a close-up magic trick, you
Subtly
motherfucker?
manipulated this woman mentally over many years.
Many years. You put in the work. God damn it. You replicated your
I
genetics. You did
deep-faked
the
and
job. You did the
blackmailed her
work. And I do
family.
respect that about you. Cam?
And now we're together.
When I first met her, I said, "Honey, what is in this picture I'm showing you right now?" She said, "Is that David Blaine?" I was putting a pill in her drink.
It's all about misdirection. That's what close-up magic is all about.
Yeah.
Next day, she had
I
a
said,
headache.
"Do you know what Thorazine tastes like?" She was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Keep drinking your soda.
Yeah.
But I realized like we drove one time in the snow. It's like I'm very good at driving. Like I've never had an accident.
For
Like,
sure, very
and,
good. Very
and
good
so I
driver.
realized like I always argue it's like I'm really good at this thing. And then one day I was arguing with a buddy about driving. He's like this and that, and I was like, and I realized like things that you're actually good at, you really don't have the drive to like argue how good you are
That's
at
right.
them.
You just
know?
want to watch
just-
other
Yeah.
people fail
So I
at it.
realized any time that I have a drive to argue something, it's like, oh, you're really just like kind of just showing yourself how much you suck at those things.
It's never
you
the most
know?
boastful person who is
Yeah.
actually best
I
in the
know.
group. That's and that's the same thing with intelligence.
Yeah. Oh,
People who are constantly seeking to prove their intelligence, also true of their sense
number
of
one
humor.
indicator of a
This is
woman's
how-
intelligence. How many times has she said she's smart in the conversation? Because if it's more than once, you're the dumbest person. If it's just once, you're pretty dumb. Women always will go, "Well, I'm smart."
Oh, you don't want to hear
What
that.
the?
You don't
Who
want to hear
says
that.
that?
You don't want to hear
Who
that
said-
from anybody.
Dude,
I don't think.
Anybody.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dude. Don't unleash those.
But
I
it's
thought-
the same thing of funny. It's
Bro,
the same thing.
you're
of
starting
any
a fire
quality,
you're not going to be able to put out.
Any-
touching
any-
Jeremy's
I
nipples,
hope.
bro.
I hope.
any
call him J
quality
dollar
of the
sign.
ego. Any quality of the ego. If you're truly talented, you're probably humble about it. You're
Yeah.
not seeking to prove it
Well,
all the time.
no, because that's the thing. Is like talent is a bullshit
And
thing.
we're back to Dunn and Kruger.
Talent is a bullshit thing. Like any of my friends that are musicians or whatever. It's like music is very hard to get good at. It takes many hours to get good at it.
So why
and
is
they
it-
hate the idea of they hate the concept of talent.
Why is it that some people seem to be genetically gifted? This is my current theory
That is
on it.
fascinating.
I think that if you're Mozart at 6 years old, you've written a couple symphonies or whatever, It's probably because in past iterations, reincarnationally,
I was like, if he says what I'm thinking, I was like, oh, way off.
way off.
Way off.
I think there is no genetic merit. It's just in past lifetimes you practiced.
Listen.
Well, I mean,
Josh Grambo is a materialist. He's a rational materialist.
So this is a genetic explanation. This is a genetic explanation.
It's literally it's making you so much worse of a person to be a rational materialist.
No, but there's a rational materialist explanation for genetic merit, and I think it's that your ancestors practiced that thing.
Here's the thing: you don't know. So, if you want to tell yourself the rational materialist story about why what's happening is happening, you're a boring motherfucker, right?
No, it's just a story.
You're picking a boring story. I think.
Well, you don't like that story, but it's just a story.
It's the
like I'm saying, there is no genetic merit. That just means in past lifetimes you practiced.
No,
Damn, that's fascinating. Reincarnation is real.
I would way rather
via epigenetics.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wow.
I think
it's another piece. That's another piece, Bromwell.
So also, shouldn't we be practicing right now?
Well, it's gonna.
I think
if you have kids, they'll get some of it.
No, well, isn't that going to be us?
No, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You should.
By the way, this is all Lamarckian evolution, which is highly discredited.
I don't. Who is it?
Lamarck, Darwin's rival, who said that. Actually, you can change your genetics in a lifetime.
You can. That's fucking provable.
No, it's true. But they said he was a quack at the time.
Right back to quack and right back to ducks.
Yep.
It's fascinating.
Darwin said you have your genes. Doesn't matter what you do in your life, then you pass them on.
But
Lamarck said you change your genes throughout your life.
If somebody says you're funny, but you're like, but
are you talking to me, right?
Nah, anybody. But no, but I'm saying if somebody's just said, "Hey, you're talented, man," like how you just.
But
if
you're
they're probably drunk.
But if they talk to you like you're funny, like you're good at comedy, just automatically it's something genetic.
It hurts my. That hurts.
Doesn't that fuck with you? Because you're like, no, I worked really hard.
Yeah,
I worked really hard. Like I had to get over a bunch of my own bullshit in order to get here, in order to be able to write and be relatable and understand. And
it's also two different things. You were funny, kind of genetically. That's what drove you into learning the craft.
You must have
maybe,
some.
but maybe,
not everybody,
but still,
well,
I don't. Yeah. Well, in the same way that if you're going back to the genetic, yes, he was born with the right amount of chromosomes. He wasn't born a mentally retarded person.
Noah Hubler is funny.
He became
Noah Hubler is really funny.
No, he's fine. Okay.
I say Noah 15% of the time, funniest comic in town.
Right.
15%.
I'll take those.
And the other 85, not that great. But you know how much
unwatchable.
But you know how many percents I'm the best comic? Zero. So I'm a middle. I stick in this little range of the middle. But he's polar. Sometimes he sucks. Sometimes, dude, at 5280 Tavern, when me and Lou hosted that mic, sometimes he would take that place over and get
100%
people it was like fucking Def Leppard.
Yeah.
They'd be like screaming and he'd be like, everybody stop. He'd be like, stop. That's
it's wild.
What is happening?
Shamanism.
We're here every week, and you people are dead
he is for sure
meat.
He is for sure a shamanoid human being.
Fucking, and the rats just like, we like this song. And then the next week, he'd be like, I'm gonna fucking murder. And they'd be like, so pull out a knife and be like, get this fucking shit out of here.
That's how shamanism works. Shamanism is not it's not. That's the whole point. And this is why I don't like rational materialism. Shamanism is not a science.
No,
that dude likes magic too. I spoke to him about it.
Really
he owns a magic book.
Magic is fascinating because
more
of
than owning
angles.
a magic book.
Yeah, So that's why I like him. That's why I get along with him.
I'm just saying, maybe it's working.
I love the angles. Magic right? Works. So my kid will freak out if she sees if I'm eating something. So it's I'll go to hand something to my wife, and instinctively I don't even have to think of how do I hand something to someone where the viewer is always obscured. So it's I always have an understanding. And I remember one time I was getting searched at school and I palmed the pipe and I put my hands out like this.
100%. 100%.
Fucking. He just searches and stand completely flat.
That's tight.
And if you would have noticed, I palm like that. So if you would have noticed, I had a slight gap in my hands. And then he fucking all right, he's clean. Just fucking slid that bitch back in the fucking fucking just went about
money,
my business.
Dude. That is money.
So it's one time in my life I had practical.
Magic paid off.
God damn it. I forget.
And drugs.
I feel like we're talking.
Magic and drugs pay off, dude.
By
We're
the
all
way,
literally here because of magic and drugs.
Yeah.
There's a story relating to both
that is the case.
where
You're not
Ram Dass went to India and he gave his guru like a 10 strip. And he said, "This is the white magic. This is the white magic that we've all been doing that drove me to come here."
That's
and
fascinating story.
The guru goes and supposedly eats the 10 strip. But there's a lot of rumors that it was just sleight of hand. That the guru was just like,
which is like huge there.
Yeah. And so he goes, "It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. I'm still enlightened. What's wrong with you? I took a 10 strip. I'm still the guru.
Yeah.
What happened?"
No, there's legends of that shit. How like sleight of hand goes back way, way deep, and its roots come from like Egyptian sort of things where it's like we're not supposed to be.
Dude,
doing
I heard 2 hours
certain
after
things.
that he started the Grateful Dead. I don't know.
Probably, dude.
Yeah.
It's also
Me apparently
fascinating.
That's how
Baba was
it
a great
began.
guitarist.
Yeah. That was
The
Phil Lesh.
psychedelics.
That guru was Phil Lesh.
But I always tell people
I'm here for it,
there's
dude.
like 2 doors, right? I always think that like there's like a door when you die. It's like, have you tripped or have you not? Because if you haven't, you gotta go. There's an orientation
and
process.
I also think, dude, there's a difference between people that have tripped, like people. I've met people that have tripped and they're very kind of normal, and then I meet people that have tripped a lot because I've tripped a fucking lot.
Yeah.
And it's made me a weird fucking person.
You fell down the staircase, bro.
Dog, I have. It's a lot of things, but yeah, I fell up a staircase. I've levitated through a staircase, but no, but it
Thought he
is.
could fly. Why didn't he start from
An
the
escalator
ground?
can never be broke.
But there is a thing where like people that have done a lot of psychedelics, I do immediately get along with them. You almost always. It's very
hard,
rare
yeah.
that I meet somebody. And
Although-
it almost is. It's like a
You've been
very
to
close
the other side.
But
it's
there's
close to
also
a 1-to-1
people-
ratio where like I find like I meet somebody that I get along with really well, and it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio where I'm like, you've tripped a lot? And they're like, yeah. It's like, yeah. That's
And if you
why
tripped a
we're-
lot, I don't know if
like,
you're
yeah,
like,
Otherwise, you won't think I'm funny. You'll think I'm just weird.
if you don't, I mean, if you guys are anything like me, I think the funniest thing on earth is people telling you bad experiences on like DMT and shit.
my favorite.
It's
my favorite
funniest thing because it's just like I remember Christine had accidentally taken a DMT pen at a party.
For sure.
She's telling me about it. She's like, I fell through like an infinity of infinities, and I was like, oh my god, you did. Like no one would say that if they didn't.
You're like black person laughing. You're like walking.
Yeah,
you're like
it's like,
running
dude,
around in circles laughing.
Oh, I've been there, baby. It's fucking blue.
No, dude, I love it's so hard. I was talking to a friend of mine who was like done mushrooms, and I was like, he was asking me about like trying LSD, and I was like, it's great. It's one, it's LSD.
So what's the hardest
It's
you ever
fucking
tripped, Jeremy
phenomenal.
Cash?
Talking to birds, dude.
Yeah, dude, you got to listen to episode 1.
This is a fucking podcast.
refuse.
No, I did like
Reviews? A deep fake? I don't listen.
6 or 7 hits.
No, you did more than that. It was a dude gave him a vial and he just kept taking it.
I did a bunch.
When you're talking to birds, you did a bunch,
Maybe
dude.
10.
Dude, have we
6
talked
to
about
10.
this
That's
before?
10
Did we
level
talk
shit.
about birds?
Yeah, dude, that's how this whole moment happened because we were talking about this, and I was talking about birds,
man.
and then you said, "Oh,
That's
you had
so
birds,"
weird. You had
and then they
birds
thought
too?
that was hilarious,
Yeah.
and that's why you're
Well,
here.
because these were birds
dude.
fleeing the BP oil spill that were tired of getting Dawn soaped.
You guys,
Yeah, dude.
like, we're all having fun, but I'm really not okay with, like, the universe is, like, talking, and I'm
It's
not
because
okay
you.
with
It's
it.
because you keep telling yourself this story that we have to clutch our pearls and we have to be surprised at the synchronicity and the madness.
Okay, so it's
of
not that
existence.
I'm okay
Stop
with
telling
it,
yourself
but it's
that
like,
story.
It's like
Just
my
tell yourself
shock
a
of, like, I
story.
can't believe it's real.
Tell yourself a story wherein you believe that it's real and you're fine with it.
but you'll also
and that'll be the
learn more.
case.
Okay,
That's how that
You
magic
you know the
accelerates.
old I can't believe it's not butter commercial? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's you. And what you have to realize is that margarine is God.
Okay. I'm listening.
So you can't believe basically you're saying I can't believe I'm God.
Right.
You're God every single time, and you just forget, and then you
know,
get
but
freaked
yeah,
out.
but-
Oh yeah, but we did all this. We made all this.
But you're
we made it happen.
too old to be freaking out this much about it. Just be like, all right,
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot I was
cheap
God.
margarine, bitch.
Because I
It's not
fucking-
even good.
Yeah. It's cheap margarine.
I can't believe it's not
'Cause
butter.
it's the
Calm
it's the
down.
it's like It's like the mafia. Like every time I leave, they pull me back in. It's like some guy who's like left the life.
Like I can't believe it's not Shiva.
No, it's like he's standing. I left the mafia, and I'm like, I'm out of that life, you know. Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm standing above a dead fucking body car, and I go,
wait, what?
How the fuck did I?
Wait, what?
How did I end
up?
Go back to that. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah,
you're carving a dead body.
That's the whole game. That's the only game in town. The only game in town.
I'm out of that game.
The only game in town.
I come over to this podcast, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, how am I back in the goddamn fucking 11th dimension again? I left this shit. I was never coming back here.
You can't quit.
Where are you gonna go?
You can't get out,
Where are you gonna go, bro? Like you're here.
I found a place. It was called Vicodin, and I found it.
Yeah, so bury it.
Yeah, no,
I can't believe I
remember.
I put it in a concrete, like buried
Vicodin,
nuclear
Long
waste.
John Silver's
lead in a lead coffin.
That's what I did. I just buried all this, and then you assholes were like, "Hey, yeah, tank's leaking over there," and I was like,
"Let's dig up that time capsule."
I'm pretty sure you cracked it with your fucking mind energy. He cracked my pipe last night with his mind energy.
Let's not argue and bicker about who.
Yeah, look at this.
Who's at fault here?
Like the eye of Sauron itself. This pipe has existed since.
Oh, that still works.
No, it didn't break. It just
fine.
How long is this?
It just exists.
The year had an O in it.
04.
Try dropping a crack pipe from that height.
Yeah, 04.
Yeah, dude.
That's
and then he dropped. Was that the first time he dropped it?
It's part of triplets, and one has died after another, and this is the last of the family. And I won't have a pipe after that. I don't know how to get a new pipe. Like no pipes.
I'm trying to be a hierophant, and that means destroying your things. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it is, but I still don't like it.
It's just consciousness.
It is.
That's all it is. That you get freaked out by too much consciousness.
I really but man, I want to be the dumb guy. I always want to do the thing.
I was saying this. Hold on. I was saying this to Alan the other day on a podcast. Like, if they had a helmet that made you retarded, I would wear it all the time. Wouldn't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, you can wear a bike helmet around, and people will treat you as though you're retarded.
That's not.
You can just.
That's not enough. No, it's
fucking.
So I know Cooley and I we have deep kinship. We were talking on the phone the other night, and I was like, "It's like, yeah, I went to therapy. It's like I got mad at the bitch and told her, I was like, I'm sick of paying for podcasting with you. Like, I was like, this is fucking stupid. I was like, I literally told her, I was like, I have problems confronting people about like." You know, like if you make an assumption, the professional makes an assumption. She goes, "Oh, that's interesting. Well, we're out of time. Meet next week." I was like, "Oh, you cunt!
You bitch.
You're dead to me. Just so you know. Like I just told you that. Like you."
But that's a type of magician. That's a type of magician.
It's like I was like, I've been through so much trauma. I was like, I still want to talk to a therapist. I don't believe in it, but I went through some deep trauma that's fucking with my head bad. I was like, I need to go see a military psychologist because. Cooley's like, yeah, that's what I did. I was like, you did what?
Yeah, my therapist was a medic in the fucking.
And it's like that's who I need to talk to. I need to talk to someone who saw their friends' guts.
Yeah, he was.
I need that guy's perspective on.
There was times
life.
where I like fucked with him because
what do you think?
You start fucking with a therapist at some point because you're like, are you fucking real? Are you fucking with me?
Yeah,
and then he was just like,
because I don't buy in it.
I'm not,
but I do.
Like,
because I don't believe in therapy, but I believe in talking. And if I can, under the guise of therapist, if I go talk to a fucking military medic, like one-on-one, I'll
100%.
give $200. I'll give it to you, man. I need that conversation.
Yeah.
What the fuck are your thoughts now that you saw that shit? Be real with me. We're fucking here right now. Not the bullshit. Thank you for your service.
The thing with therapy is the thing is with therapy is like when you say something that was traumatic or you perceive to be traumatic, and a person that sewed people up in a war theater looks at you and goes, yeah, that's traumatic. You go, oh, okay, yeah, like it's like they're kind of the only people that can reify that for you.
Yeah, it's fucking. I need a perspective.
Or you could have a dialogue with your own psyche and quit being a pussy.
I mean, that's cute, Alan. Like,
that's cute.
It's
nice.
There's
your resistance to the idea.
It's nice to not have things that you love to lose, but when it finds
lost that you love,
whatever.
It's
I mean,
a Tina Turner.
Whatever you mean, I don't know.
I love Tina Turner.
If the universe finds your little things, because I was the same way. You got to believe me, I was the same way as you. Until it's like, it broke me. Like, I'm broken. I'm now.
Yeah, but
this is a thing. I'm a steel fucking trap. and this one hurt.
Well, let go of being a steel trap. Nobody's a steel trap.
This one fucking broke me. So I need a conversation. I need to choose some ideas with some people that have been through some trauma like that in their adult life. It's like, as a 25-year-old that did that, who are you now? I like to model.
Here's the goofy
start a
part
fight
though.
club.
No one has been through the same. Been through the same trauma as you.
Bad idea.
No one understands your trauma but you.
Right. No.
So people can compare it to their trauma.
Right.
If that's what you want.
I'm not
if
looking
you
for
want
him
a
to solve
comparison.
me. I'm literally saying this is a conversation. My
sure,
buddy,
but you're the only one who felt that.
Me and my buddy, he got back from Iraq, and we would just sit and smoke pot. Like, we'd go start our cars after work. You know, it's like, oh, let's go start cars. And they'd almost run out of gas. We talked so long. Like, and we just smoke pot and talk. And he's like, I've seen so many like VA like specialists and shit. It's like us talking over the last like 4 years, like solved my issues. And it's like, therapy is horse shit. You know, it's really just horse shit. But what it is guys.
I just needed you to say that.
To talk to someone.
Therapy is horseshit.
That's what I'm saying.
It improved my life like markedly.
It's like podcasting. It's like,
But
could
it
I
is
ever
fertilized your life?
Could I have a guy?
Exactly.
If you guys asked me and Jeremy to show up, can you guys be here at 4 on Sunday so we can talk? You know, I'd be like, I don't know. I'll try to get there, maybe. But podcast, it's like, oh, it's a thing. So it's like the same thing. It's like, hey, military guy, can we like get together and
by the way,
really bare our souls deep for an
hour? By the way, there are
Probably
good
not.
therapists. There are good
But
therapists.
then be like,
but I
it's a
know many
podcast.
people.
That's what I said with that there. I was like, I feel like we're podcasting, and like I'm this open with my comedian
But this
friends.
is, by the way,
so
that's
you're
what I'm
offering
trying
me
to get
nothing.
to. This
In fact,
is
you guys are
therapeutic.
offering me more than that bitch did.
This
right now.
this
that'll be $1,800
to hear people.
Do you accept deepfake?
Do you accept gay deepfakes as payment?
Jeremy Cash, I will paint you out of this podcast.
But I know from listening.
I control the media.
Little ass
people who listen to this get healing in the same way from hearing people speak authentically about their experiences, which does not always happen in therapy because, first of all, one person is stilted and you're paying them.
I swear to
and
God,
that
I would
person-
honestly say like 99% of the time, therapy is not only ineffective, it's actually making things worse.
And broken people become
I think
therapists and just fucking download all their bullshit.
all you need is honest interaction.
I think a good therapist is like near impossible to find.
And you don't get that. That's why I love comics as much as they're all insane. And we're sitting on cold like last night on Broadway. Lewis has got his beats on. We're standing there, and it just made me laugh to think of like, oh, hey, you're Lydia's dad, right? It's like, you know, what do you do for fun? It's like, oh man,
How come they
I do
don't-
drugs. We lay on Broadway and do drugs with druggies. And it's good. I tell some funnies to people that don't want to hear it.
How come they don't combine therapy with like prostitution? You know,
I
feel like
when you
that
hear
would be
whores
money.
talk, they do.
Oh,
A
they're
big
therapists.
thing,
They're
yeah.
sex therapists.
A big thing is dudes will pay.
your
just
eyes
to,
lit up.
talk.
You're like, that's a goddamn good idea.
No,
I
it's
think I just
Partially-
need to get a prostitute.
'cause I-
Someone,
I
Emily
think
Crock on the phone.
One who listens.
You know Emily Crock? Before your time.
No,
You know Emily.
I do know the name. Was she a prostitute?
No, she was a comic.
Arguable.
No, she was
She's
a.
more
All
of a
comics are
social
prostitutes. Not all
worker.
prostitutes
You'd
are
love
comics.
her. You'd love her. She was the most gangster woman comic.
I might know her.
So.
I don't.
Maybe so.
Her most memorable joke was I'm celebrating Black History Month. I'm really into it. And this month I'm celebrating by only reporting the white guys who rape me.
That is a good
Tag,
joke.
so that way nobody goes to jail.
I forgot that
That's what
one.
I'm saying.
That's a good joke.
She told that at Comedy Works for fucking New Talent Night, and boy, did we don't like, because she's cute chick, bubbly. They were like, we love you for 30 seconds. She got there like, we hate you, and I was like, I love you even more. Emily.
That's like almost a special skill though, like bombing at Comedy Works New Talent Night.
She doesn't give a
like
fuck.
that
As a
takes
hot
more skill than like ripping
That's
a
what I'm
set.
saying.
That's a good point.
But she
That's all-
bombed.
Like, I don't
the
think
right
I've
way.
ever seen
She
somebody
didn't
bomb New
you know,
Talent
like
Night.
oh, you sucked
With
it
the
up.
exception
and
of maybe Uncle Paulie.
Paulie fucking murdered.
Well, not the night I was there.
He showed up to do a spot at Corelli's show at the Merc that I did, and fucking Paulie's there. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, so which spot? I was like, okay.
Which one of
goes
you-
up and does like a good set? I was like, fucking.
So you guys
Well, that
have
makes me hate Mercury
Are there any single
Cafe
women in the
more.
crowd?
you guys have any? You guys have competing
Single
narratives
moms?
that I'm trying to figure out which one of you guys fucked up Punchline Jeopardy. Was that because one of you said it's the other one, and the other one said it's the other?
No, I definitely don't blame Jeremy. I blame.
He did blame you emphatically outside. He was fuck Jeremy. I don't even know why I'm here.
It's of any good commander.
He ruined my show.
If the commander's orders were specific, it is the fault of the subordinate. And
what?
If the commander,
no, the captain goes down with the ship.
That's what I'm saying. No. This if you were crystal clear, it is your fault that you fucked up. If I was not crystal clear, it is my fault that you fucked up. And it is my fault. I told Ben Daly, I call it the Michael Isaacs rule, because normally comics get too in their head about like trying to find the perfect answer. So I was telling him, like, Michael Isaacs one time, I was like, name a color, and he goes, come. Yeah.
That was good.
And a huge laugh. We go, yeah, points. You get the point. Like, we're moving on.
So you're doing like a Chris.
Everyone thinks that because there's points, but you get 1 point for a right answer, first to six.
I didn't even have to finish his name, and you're like,
yeah, because everyone says that. Like, just because there's points, I know.
Now
that
fuck him.
His thing is points.
I fucking hate that guy, Chris. What's his last name?
I don't hate anybody. I hate you guys.
Fairbanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
My buddy sent me this video. He's like, dude, watch this. We're talking like live. He's like, watch this. It's like this Chinese billionaire. Elon Musk thought he was smart. This Chinese billionaire fucking schooled him. I was like, pass. It's like a guy you don't know. We just got talking about how shitty you think your life is. A guy you don't know was talking to a guy you don't know, and you were thinking what he was thinking, and you're like, your life sucks. Like, you see, are we seeing correlations here? How you're spending your time, brother? It's like, I don't do that anymore. I don't care what these people do. So that's why I say when Cooley is talking. So when we have a conversation about when you guys say I'm now assuming that you're talking about the four of us. So it's like, we are fucking real fucked, man. It's like, I think we're fine. We seem okay.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you're saying that
because those people out there.
You're saying that
you're talking about the royal we.
I'm not
the royal we.
They're not me.
100%.
They ain't we.
You're saying like
we.
It should be surprising. This like the realization of the current situation, like when we hit the moment that, and I think you're proliferate. And I'm not saying this genuinely. I'm not saying this to denigrate you in any way, but I think it's a common narrative that when you get into the moment for the first few times, that should be a traumatic experience, and it shouldn't be. It's like, no, you're coming into your history. You're coming into where you should be. You're coming back really to God or something like it. That's what being in the moment is. And that's not a traumatic fucking experience. No, that's a holy, sacred experience. And you shouldn't clutch your pearls when you do it. You should let go. And that's because that's the freest you're ever going to be.
You seen Waking Life?
I've been meaning to watch it for literally years.
You should see it.
Yeah, I'm Scanner Darkly is like my favorite movie of all time.
No, they talk about the holy moment. You're like alluding to.
Yeah, right. Sweet. All right, tight.
Never heard of it. I'll check that out.
Never heard of the moment.
You've never heard of it. Clearly,
it's
hasn't.
Calvin Klein. The moment.
Yeah, I used to wear CK. I wore CK1, so I'm in.
Moments. Calvin Klein. Yeah. All right, I got to smoke a cigarette. You want to take a break for a little bit? I don't know if you guys
sure
have to go anywhere.
Yeah, I got.
No, we're not ready.
I kind of. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
This is why you like festival chicks, by the way, is because they're very
they fall asleep
demanding.
Early.
They're very demanding, but you can go crash out in the tent.
Yeah, dude.
Totally. You seem like you're sleepy, but you want to be told what to do.
And they don't judge my statue dick.
I just call him like I see him, Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right?
Fuck yeah.
Go wait in the hammock forest. I'll be there in approximately 14 hours.
Yeah, but how many REM cycles is that?
We could calculate it.
Mushrooms, dude? It's like 30.
Fuck yeah. I'll be there.
Go sleep 3 times, and then you will feel something in your shorts.
Yeah.
Worst prom ever.
All right. We'll give the before to sign off. Just give the audience numbers to look out for and to obsess over.
23, obviously, 47, 57, any of the 11s, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, obviously. I mean, what are you, retarded?
Any of the 11s.
All right. Yep. 555, which is an 11.
Yeah.
Primes.
Cather.